What's up, YouTube? It's Ask the Young One with CreateHigherVibrations.com. Hey, I wanted to come on. I wanted to make another video. I'm starting to get on this little roll with videos. It's part of my own growth. A lot of things in life we tend to worry about what other people think, and will it be accepted? Will people subscribe? Will people like it? Will people comment? Will people accept me? And you know what, I really wanted to make a video because it really refers back to much of the pain, much of the suffering, much of the things that we go through. And it really, one of the biggest things you have to accept is really the only opinion that really matters is yourself. Keep doing you. You have to get to that point where your opinion is the only opinion that counts. Not the narcissist, not a toxic person, not your mother, not your father, not your grandmother, not anyone else. Their opinions are their opinions based off of their perceptions of their experiences in life. Your opinions need to start focusing on what you think about yourself, because many issues and problems that we have stem from not being good enough, stem from not realizing our own creativity, stem from not understanding how unique and beautiful we are inside of our hearts. And instead we let other people dictate and create our own perception of ourselves based off of their perceptions. And we have to change these things. We have to recreate and figure out and find that loving child that's inside of us. So one thing I would like to recommend to a lot of people, and it's something that I've done myself, and I still do even when I get lost in myself, when I start finding myself drifting away through ego, when I find myself start drifting away from my own inner love, when I find myself starting to worry about what will people think, if am I too boring in this video? What will people think? Is this information good enough? What will people think? I can't care what people will think, and neither should you, because it will steal your uniqueness. It will steal your passion. It will steal everything that you want to do. It will steal your dreams. It will steal the things that you are passionate about, which could be the things that you are put on this earth to do. And so I want to remind people to really focus on themselves. We spend so much time worrying about what another person is, what another person's doing, how they're reacting. You have no clue of the perception of the reasons why they do what they do. The only thing that you can control is you and what you think of yourself. You have to understand you are good enough. You are born good enough. You are born in the pure essence of love, until someone else started dictating to you what those things were and what those things meant. Therefore, you started losing your creative sight. You started losing the ability to understand how pure you are and how beautiful inside of yourself you are. You started living based off of other people's opinions, thoughts, acceptance of you. So you started reacting to those things to feel accepted, to feel like you're cared about, to feel like you're loved. And it took away from the most important person who should be taking care of that situation, and that's you. And once you get to that point, you really will not, you won't focus on nothing else. So I want to make sure that when I'm spreading these messages, I want to make sure that I tell, if no one's told you, you are enough. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be loved in life. But it all starts with you. You have to start with loving yourself. You have to start with understanding what genuine love is. Many of us will say, oh, but I love the narcissist and I can't let go. Those are attachments to that relationship. Attachments will create suffering for most and all of your life. Everything you're attached to that you start to lose will create pain. It will create suffering. We have to make these choices to understand genuine true love is not what another person can do for me, but myself genuinely wanting the happiness of that other person. And if that's the case, when you understand you're with a toxic person, being toxic is what makes them happy. That's not something that's good for you. So you love them enough to let them go. And you love yourself enough to no longer accept any type of treatment that these people dish out. These are things that we have to start recognizing and start understanding within ourselves. Because if not, we're going to live our entire life associated, attached, and identifying our life with these toxic people. I've seen so many people recently that are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even 10 years into this post-narcissist, and they're still identifying with these people. They have not connected with themselves at all. They're literally living their life, identifying their entire existence based on this experience. So it's very important that we start realizing the things that are keeping us in these situations, keeping these mindsets. We have to work our mindsets. We have to stand in the mirror and tell ourselves how beautiful we are. We have to accept this person, this whole being inside of ourselves. We have to start focusing on ourselves. This is like you have to understand, your light is inside of you. We're not going to have, no one else is going to save us. We have to do these things. This is the work we have to put in. And if we want to live a life of love and we want to be loved, we have to start changing these things. We have to realize how unique we are, how beautiful we are, and accept them ourselves before anyone else out there will accept that uniqueness and beauty within us. That we have to focus on our passions. Go after whatever you want. Stop letting people dictate and label you and identifying with another person's perception of life and dictating to you how your life should roll. You're the one in control of this shit. You have to change it, and we have to focus on it. And it's not like anything's wrong. Like, and it's like none of this is even our fault. It's the crap we're dealt. And as adults, we have to become the ones to siphon through that crap. But first, we have to open our eyes. We have to open our mind. We have to open our hearts to ourselves. We have to first find this beauty in ourselves, and it's daily, it's practice. It's a commitment to this little boy, to this little girl inside of our hearts to start healing. No one else can guilt us. No one else can make us feel shame. No one else can make us feel unloved. No one else can make us not feel good enough. When those feelings arise, it's coming from inside of ourselves. And we can change these things. We can change them for the better, which will be ultimately what changes our own lives. When people tell us anything, and it's their opinion, it's their opinion. It's not our opinion. I mean, you can use your discernment, but I can promise you, the more you start accepting yourself, the more you start growing, the more you'll start doing the things that you actually deserve for yourself, which is happiness. These other people will start to fall away. So I wanted to go on that little rant and make sure people understand. And if no one's told you, you are enough, you're good enough, you deserve everything in life that you want. Listen to that good voice inside of your head, and it will start to come around. And if anybody needs help with these things, you can always reach out to me, and I will do my best, as long as you're willing to put in some work for yourself to get you to this point. So with that, I will go for now, and I hope you enjoyed. If this resonates, like and subscribe, and please start with you. Take the focus off everybody else. The only opinion, the only thing that counts is you. Namaste.